want to teach you today. Actually, I'm a teacher, so eyes this way so you can make sure you're listening and hearing what I'm saying. There's 4 things I want to teach you today. Are you ready to learn them? Because in a minute I'm going to ask you to tell your writing partner what you learned. Are you ready? First thing is Miss Lindsay says you're really good at math, so I want to teach you some math today. So here's the first one, and you guys probably are ready for multiplication. You ready for this? 4 times 6 equals 24. That's the first thing. Second thing, let's learn some social studies. The capital of North Dakota is Bismarck. Got that? Third thing I want you to learn is a little bit of reading. The word regulation, it means a rule. That's 3 things. The fourth thing I want you to learn is a little bit of science. Did you know that whales are mammals, not fish? Yes. That's 4 things you just learned. Tell your partner what you learned. Go. Alright, writers, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Was that easy?
Yeah.
Was it easy to learn all 4 of those things?
Yeah.
Well, one of the things that might have made it hard is that it was all jumbled up, wasn't it? I taught you something about math, something about social studies. How many of you remembered the capital? Kind of hard, right? Yeah, see, you didn't even remember. It's tough. I taught you something about language arts or reading, what a word means, and I told you something about science. It's really hard when it's all jumbled up like that. And writers, you guys are teachers too. When you're writing an informational book, you are being a teacher. And when we teach, we need to organize things and put things together. When Miss Lindsay teaches you math, she teaches you all about certain things. She might teach you a lot of things about addition, or she might teach you about subtraction or place value that day. But she teaches you about one thing at a time. Not all kinds of things. Okay? And writers do the same thing. In this book, Tigers, have you guys looked at this book yet?
Yeah.
One of the cool things was the way one of the ways the author organized this information. They have a table of contents here, and they have their different parts. But I really wanted to look at the one about cubs, tiger cubs. Cubs mean like young ones, or babies. Tiger cubs is on page 16. I'm going to read this chapter to you, and I want you to silently listen to how many times I say the word cub or cubs. Do you think you can do that?
Yeah.
Don't say it out. Just maybe put up a finger every time you hear the word cub or cubs. Cubs. A female tiger usually has 2 or 3 cubs at one time. The cubs weigh about 4 pounds at birth. The mother raises the cubs by herself. Male and female tigers come together only to have cubs. Otherwise, adult tigers live alone. Hold on, it's not the end of the chapter. The cubs drink their mother's milk. After 3 or 4 months, they start to eat meat. Tiger cubs play games. They chase, leap, and pounce. They're learning how to be good hunters. When they're 2 years old, young tigers leave their family and find their own territories.
7.
So, boys and girls, the author here, Laura Marsh, was trying to teach you about tiger cubs. And in that section on tiger cubs, she said the word cubs 7 times because she wants you to learn just about tiger cubs. Did she tell you about like adult tigers and what they do?
No.
Was that part about like where tigers live in the world?
No.
Was that part about, let's see here, was that part about cool tiger facts?
No.
Was it about white tigers?
No.
It was just about tiger cubs. And so that's what I want us to do. We're going to do it together, and then I'm going to have you practice right here at the carpet. You ready to help me?
Yeah.
All right. You guys are always good at doing this with me. So I wrote a book about Pierce. I think I'm an expert at Pierce School. I've been here for about 7 years now, something like that. So I think I'm an expert. And so I have my table of contents. I want to do an introduction teachers, recess, lunch, the media center, Pierce packs, the principals, and a conclusion. Sound pretty good, right?
No.
I know quite a bit about Pierce.
No.
I'm going to show you my first chapter. I didn't do the introduction. I'm going to come back to that. But I did do teachers. Here's what I wrote. Pierce Elementary School has great teachers like Miss Lindsay. It also has a great principal named Mr. Lalick. It has art class and PE. In the morning, the music plays. We also have the Pierce Path, and some kids get hot lunch. Tell your writing partner what you think. Five, four.
Yeah.
Thank you. So, while I'm looking at this, I'm not so sure I love it. I'm not so sure I love it. I didn't do something. What was my topic here? What was my chapter called?
Teachers.
Did I write all about teachers?
No. You just talked about story. Yeah.
Let's have one person talk. Wyatt, you were about to say something. What did I do?
You did lunch and
Yeah.
you said you didn't tell about teachers.
Does lunch belong in this chapter?
No.
Yeah, I'm looking back at it. I'm thinking there might be only one part that belongs in this chapter. Does Mr. Lalick belong in this chapter?
No.
He's not a teacher. Does the fact that music plays in the morning belong in this chapter?
No.
No. So if I'm going to write a chapter about teachers, let me try that again. I'm going to try that over here. Can I keep my first line about great teachers like Miss Lindsay?
Yeah.
Okay. Pierce has great teachers like Miss Lindsay. What else could I say? What could be another fact that I could say? Remember the part about Cubs? We kept saying Cubs. What word do you think I want to keep saying here?
Teachers.
So what could I say here?
You could say teachers help people learn.
Yeah, teachers at Pierce. Help kids learn. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Kids learn. What else could I say?
Teachers help you get better at math and writing.
Teachers help you get better at math and writing. Better at math and writing. Thank you for being patient while I write this down. Some other ideas? Yeah. Teachers are kind. Can I start off with a different word other than teachers? Because I don't want to keep saying teachers at Pierce, teachers at Pierce. How can I say they're kind without starting the sentence with teachers? What do you think, Monica? You got something? Kind teachers what? Kind teachers are at Pierce. Thanks for helping out. Are at Pierce. All right, good. But you guys see, we could keep doing that because you know other teachers too. We could write something about Miss Paget or Miss Rowland as well, right? So all those teachers we could write about, right? But all this section is all about teachers. All this section is about teachers. Boys and girls, what I want you to do right now is take a look at part of your writing. I want you to find a story that you've written. Take a look at that section and see if it's all written about the same subtopic. Take a look at one of your chapters and tell your writing partner how it's either all about one or not all about one part.
All about my story.
Find a chapter, and see if it's all about one thing.
Okay, mine's mostly about Mine's mostly about yeah.
What's your chapter about?
I was reading like my I looked at this
Basically, all about the same thing. Is this all about
and I
babies?
was like, flip, pull you on the bar, twisty, twisty, you think I soft and pulled out, snap, and I added swimming in, or I added so soft. Did I added like fuzzy cow.
How do you swim? Did you write like, you need to put on a baby? Yeah, should I write photo 4? How do you swim? Or should I write about how you actually do the baby? So that could be chapter 1. What you win. Does that make sense?